Welcome to this instructional video on how to refuel hot air balloons as a flight crew member with Global Ballooning Australia. LPG, or liquefied petroleum gas, is a mixture of propane and butane. It is stored as a liquid under pressure and turns to vapour when released. It is heavier than air, so if it leaks, it will settle in low places like drains or hollows. LPG is used in ballooning to power the burners and stored in robust aviation-certified fuel tanks, of which between 4 and 7 are installed in each basket. These tanks are routinely inspected by our pilots and maintenance team, but be sure to bring up any issues as soon as you identify them. LPG expands with heat, so cylinders are only ever filled to 80% of their liquid capacity, leaving 20% vapour space for expansion. Our tanks are all installed with an automatic fill limiter, or AFL, which will shut off refueling once we reach that mark. But we also manually monitor refueling with the bleed valve for double redundancy. Overfilling is possible if the AFL were to not engage. This could result in the pressure release valve on the tanks being deployed and require repair. Please be mindful not to overfill the tanks.
Approaching the refueling area, position your vehicle so it can be moved quickly if required, with the keys in, doors open, and engine off. Before you begin, always wear gloves and long sleeves. Natural fibres are preferred for protection. Be sure to use the jacket supplied at the refueling station. Have at least one serviceable fire extinguisher immediately available and at a manageable distance from the tank. Ensure that no one, including yourself, is in the basket, and that no one nearby is smoking, using a naked flame, or operating any equipment that could create an ignition source. Turn on the pump power, located on the exterior of the shed, open the valve in front of the pump, and reset the litre counter. Check which cylinders need fuel by cracking the bleed valve on each tank. If no liquid discharges, the cylinder requires filling. Attach the pump hose securely to the AFL fitting and ensure the connection is properly fitted and tight. Take care with this step. It is possible to incorrectly attach the pump hose, which can result in leakage while refueling. Engage the dead man switch and expect a short delay before the pump turns on. Then squeeze the trigger to begin fueling and open the bleed valve. Continue until the AFL engages, stopping the flow, and your liquid begins to show at the bleed valve. This indicates the 80% fill point has been reached. Release the trigger and stop the pump. Disconnect the hose from the tank and repeat this process for all fuel tanks. Remember to fill the inflation tank if it was used. This can easily be forgotten as it is stored on a different part of the trailer. Finally, record the fuel added in the daily flight group and report any unusual usage to the pilot in command. If you are the last balloon to refuel, proceed to shut down the refueling station by closing the valve, switching off the power and returning the fire extinguisher. When procedures are followed correctly, refueling is a safe and efficient activity. But remember that LPG is a dangerous, highly flammable substance. Refueling is a task that requires your full attention. Take care to eliminate all distractions and sources of ignition. Always use the dead man switch properly. Do not overfill tanks and always double check they're full using the bleed valve. Never take shortcuts. Treat every step with care. Proper PPE, vigilance, and correct fueling technique are essential to keeping both the crew and equipment safe. That's it. Well done. Thank you for your attention to this training video from Global Ballooning Australia. Stay safe and feel free to ask for help if you're not sure.